Do you wonder if you should be taking a group tour or traveling independently? Let me help you make that decision. Now, I do recommend that you try different travel experiences throughout your travel life. So mix it up each trip and see which one is your favorite. Now, let's jump right in. So first, let's jump into group tours. I'm going to give you all the pros because there are a number of really cool pros for taking a group tour. First one, all the work is done for you. Just got to slap down that credit card and you are good to go. Next, you have built-in tour guides. No more wondering, what's that building over there? Or what year was this monument built? They're all going to tell you all of this information. Next, you're going to be able to meet people easily and strike up a conversation with them very quickly because you all have something in common. You all want to see the same places. Next, you don't have to make any decisions. No more, where should I eat? What hotel should I book? All of these things are done for you, so you just have to tootle along with the tour. And you usually have skipped the lines to popular attractions. No more waiting in line to A, buy a ticket, B, then wait in the line to the actual attraction itself. Skip past everyone and you are ahead of the game. Now, there are cons when you do take group tours. So group tours usually are much more costly and you don't get to decide where your money is being spent. You also can't choose who you're traveling with. If you are on a group tour and you don't like some of the people, you're stuck with them for the remainder of the trip. You also can't choose who your tour guide is. There are some amazing tour guides out there, but there are also some that just don't mesh with you. So you're not sure who that's going to be and if you're going to mesh with them until you're actually on the tour usually. Every morning you're usually up early and out the door. You're either moving to a new place or you are up at the crack of dawn. So if you're not a morning person and you want some relaxation time, may not be the best for you. You may not have enough time in each place that you really like. With the group tours, you are on a schedule. You are boom, boom, boom. This is what we're doing. We'll have some free time here, and then you're moving on. And all of the time that you are going to the attractions and the tour spots, you're going to be there with all the other tourists. There's no way around it because you're all going to arrive pretty much around the same time. Now, let's jump into independent travel. Now, pros, you have freedom of choice. You can decide when and where you want to go. You can decide if you want to stay around a city longer, or you can just sit and relax and sleep in and you can also explore more areas. You can go off and veer into different cities that are near each other. You can go around and see different things since you'll have time. You can also avoid crowds in popular locations. Since tour groups arrive at attractions probably around 9 or 10 a.m. in the morning and usually leave around 4, you can go early or later in the day depending on what time that attraction is open, so you can pick and choose when you go. You can also sleep and laze in and around the city. Take your time walking the streets and taking in the atmosphere. You also have less packing and less moving around. You can decide that you're going to be spending, the whole time in one particular city and just do day trips from there. Or you can do a few different cities and not a different city every day. And then you can also get to choose where you splurge and save your money. If you don't want a super fancy accommodation, you can save there and splurge more on either attractions, food, whatever you like. So you get to pick and choose where the things are important to you. And there are cons to definitely traveling independently. You'll need to do the planning and some of the work. Yes, you can hire people definitely to do this for you, but you will have to put some input into this planning session. It's not as easy to meet other people. If you want to meet more people while you're traveling, not everyone does, but if you do, it is a little bit more difficult to meet them. You don't have, a group of friends already with you. So you're going to be wanting to meet people at restaurants, in little day trips, and in the public transportation. Getting around is up to you. So if you don't know how to get around a city and you don't know the tools, it will be a little bit more difficult. because you are on your own, but it is super easy and doable. Fear may be an issue. There's a lot of fears that pop up. You're on your own. You need to get around. You don't speak the language. Where to eat. There's so many things that can come up. But once you move past those, it becomes an amazing trip. And then you can also have decision fatigue. This is where you are having to make decisions all the time. And it's not the daily decisions that you make, at home. It's the ones that are brand new. Which should I turn left or right? Should I go down this street? Should I go into this cafe? Should I pick this restaurant? Where's the bathroom? So it's all these different little decisions that you're making all the time. But the more you plan out before you go and the more you know, the easier all of these things are. Now, you do want to ask yourself a few questions before you decide which kind of trip you want. So you want to decide, do you want something easy breezy and just to see the highlights? A group tour might be best for you. Or do you want to relax a little bit more and feel more like a local? Independent travel is definitely in your wheelhouse there. Now, where do you want to go? Do you like somewhere relatively easy like Europe? Those can be very easy to get around independently. Or do you want to see something more exotic and challenging like India? So if it's a little bit more challenging and you're not so used to it, a group tour might be a lot easier for you. And then do you want to go somewhere more remote, something like Mongolia, where you need to take group tours to get around? So you want to make sure you decide where you're going to go and what that entails. And then you want to decide what your travel style is. Would you prefer a high-end holiday or a middle-of-the-road amenities with great experiences? Does backpacking intrigue you? And backpacking doesn't mean that you have to carry a backpack. So decide what kind of holiday you want and see where your budget is, and that will help you determine what type of trip you're going to go on. And then lastly, you want to decide what is your personality type. Do you like to do things your way? If you do, group tours may not be a good work for you. And do you get annoyed waiting on others? Because not everyone on group tours has the niceties to take into account everyone else's time. So you may be waiting on other people to get their acting gear. And then if you're go with the flow type, either one is definitely going to work for you there. And then are you happy to let someone lead? If you are traveling with other people, maybe an independent trip can work for you depending if someone wants to take the lead, or you want to leave it up to someone, take the tour group. Now, my favorite thing to do is do the best of both worlds. Now, I will travel independently and then I will sprinkle in day trips and half-day trips throughout my whole trip. Or you can also take a smaller, shorter tour when you first get there and then go off independently on your own after that tour. So I hope this helps you decide what is best for you for your next trip. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to do this type of trip every single time. I recommend doing both trips at some point in your travel life. Now, if you like this, please subscribe to my channel, give it a like, let me know down in the comments what you want to be doing for your next trip. You can also download my free vacation planner starter kit, so you can download that for free. I will put the link down below. And if you want to get in touch with me, here's how to find me. So I will see you next week. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.